Oh, we're getting there. I think this is the last like of the major investigations. I don't know what's going to happen after. We've done all four. And that board is full. After we do this one.
After searching Shirley's pub, it's clear to me that she's a person of questionable morality. The glass shard that the police found matched the small telescope perfectly. I'm positive it was the weapon used to hit Tony Morgan, but I found no trace of Charlotte May. This is my last chance.
I can't pause
I
now,
need to know
Mal.
a few more things before I accuse Shirley of anything.
Okay, question board. Here we go.
Shirley used Lady Doer's telescope to spy on the Morgans. Is there any evidence that places her in Lady Doer's home on the night that Charlotte May was taken?
Well, there was like that recording. Yeah, this. Transfer. Motor oil, angle of wood, a wound. Brown soil deposits found around the scene, possibly from footwear. Unrecognized blue jumper thread found on victim's person. Assailant. Heavy liquid sedative found at the scene. Okay, well that could be... Okay, let's... That could be part of it too. 10 p.m. Aqueous dihydrogen oxide tablets. Sticking drunk last night. She wasn't there. That's why she didn't do it, maybe? There's definitely this. Can I place Shirley Downs at the telescope on the night Charlotte May was taken? There's that. I don't see how that helps us. I don't see how that helps us. Don't know that helps us. Oh, maybe the 22nd of June? The actual date itself? Doesn't say 22nd of June here, though. Tuesday. I guess no. 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 23rd of June. Maybe you could have called him a taxi. Does this prove this? Maybe this proves that she wasn't there. on the night of last night.
Good.
Yeah!
Now to sort out everything else.
So it's like she wasn't at the bar. It was the night of the kidnapping, and the tape was the same night. So she was definitely at the telescope. Is there another way the glass could have been smashed? Yes.
The only proof of an intruder at Shirley Downs' pub was a glass they may have smashed during the attack. Is it possible that there was no intruder? Is it possible the glass could have smashed in some other way?
There was, she smashes the glasses. Glasses left on the last order's bell will fall off when it rings. Did we hear the bell go too? I think this, like how this is set up, the blueprint maybe. And we only need 2 things, right? Yes. Okay. So this would be A. Cashier till. No. 2.
That's right.
Yes!
Now, what does the rest of it mean?
Does any of the evidence here match the police report excerpts?
I've taken some excerpts from the police report I found. Can I use them to connect Shirley to the kidnapping?
I can't really see what's on there, but there was traces of heavy liquid sedative found at the scene. There's this thing. No. The dihydrogen tablets. That might be a red herring, though. There's the rope, too. Oh, maybe we just need multiple things. Black and green rope. Okay, so we got stock delivery. I couldn't get any of that two-tone rope you normally use. Got you a mixture to keep the order on time. Okay, so there's this that was to render people unconscious. That. And then we got multicolor black and green rope. And this. Yeah!
That's it. By the police's account, Shirley had access to the same type
First time,
of
every
and
time.
chloroform of a sort. Match that with the telescope as an attack weapon, and I think I have all the means I need. I can even place her at the window watching over Charlotte May just minutes before she was taken. I spent so much time looking at the McKees and Harold Levy.
She could have been hiding that for someone else, though, right?
It has to be.
She saw it happening and then tried to conceal
Dear
it.
God, I hope I'm not too late. Time to gather my neighbours and share my suspicions.
Oh, here we go!
Put an end to this once and for all.
The end is nigh. The accusation. Do we get to decide who we accuse? Because I don't even know right now. What about the other guy that... the drunk guy with the shoe?
I was reaching the end of my investigation. No idea if Catherine could even look me in the eye.
But I don't understand what his motivation would be.
I'd promised Tony Morgan I'd find his daughter. And I'd betrayed my own in the process. Perhaps I should have listened to Catherine and left the investigation to the police. Perhaps Tony Morgan didn't need my help. Perhaps I'd failed everyone. Only time would tell, and Shirley Downs held the key.
She has to share what she saw through that telescope.
Catherine, thank you for coming.
What do you want, Dad? I told you I didn't want to...
I promise I'm not wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
Please, come inside. I have something you'll want to see.
You'll forgive me if I don't believe you.
Then why did you come?
It's my job to follow up all leads.
Then, please, I'll show you what I've been working on these past few days.
These past few days you promised me you weren't investigating again. Please don't humiliate me, Dad.
Waste of our time.
Christ.
Here is the main event.
Thank you all for coming.
This is cool.
I imagine you share some notion of why I asked you here. In short, to discuss the disappearance of Charlotte May, and also to apologize to each and every one of you. I'm sure you know by now that I've been investigating every possible area of her disappearance, and that has meant looking closely at Dahlia View.
You mean spying on us?
A crude interpretation, but yes.
That's illegal. Surely.
I've broken no laws.
What?
I can assure you.
That we know of. This is an invasion of privacy.
Did
You're
we
a
break
police
into these
officer.
places?
How can you let him do this?
I guess we kind of just went in, right?
Questions, Mrs. McKee.
What about breaking and entering? How'd you feel about that? Hey?
Are you pressing charges, Mr. Levy?
We still need to address the fact that there's an attacker at
Let
large.
Mr. Conway speak.
He can't press charges because he's got a bunch of
I'd
illegal shit
rather
going on.
like to see where this is going.
Well, with my apology out of the way, let's talk about what I've uncovered.
Let's start from the beginning. The McKees.
Annabelle and Theo. The two of you clearly have problems of your own to work through.
The very nerve of you, Mr. Conway.
And you should have reported that dog that you hit with the car. It would have saved a lot of time, and perhaps we would have found Charlotte May by now. But I have no reason at all to think you could have taken Charlotte May.
I could have told you that if you'd asked.
I have nothing more to say to the two of you.
Levy!
Harold Levy. You don't like me very much. I can live with that.
I don't think he likes anyone very much.
You said it yourself. As long
Including
as I
himself.
pay my rent on time, we won't have a problem. In the future, it might do you well to extend that courtesy to neighbours going through certain hardships.
Yeah, that's why you had an
Not
argument,
every
right?
problem can be solved with your fists. I believe you owe Mr. Morgan an apology.
Charlotte's
What's he
father couldn't pay
talking
the
about?
rent.
God knows.
Other than that, I found nothing to think you capable of such a terrible act as kidnapping a girl. I have nothing more for you.
Oh, that was a waste of time then.
Door!
Lady Doa, I thank you for permitting me to search your home. But on reflection, you really should pay more attention to whom you employ to clean your estate.
Hindsight is a blessing.
I don't think you had anything to do with Charlotte May's disappearance. It's a shame that your home was violated in such a way. Again, I extend my apologies that you've been dragged into this.
Water under the bridge, Mr. Conway.
And finally, we come to Shirley Downs, the second victim of our unknown perpetrator. A completely innocent bystander the night that Charlotte May was taken. The perfect alibi. Were it not all based on lies and deception.
Gah!
Well then.
What? No, you all saw what happened to me.
Shirley, please, let us dispense with the song and dance.
Shirley? What is he talking about?
I have no idea, Annabelle. I can assure you of that. Just what on earth are you getting at, Mr. Conway?
I bloody know it. You've always been a dark horse.
Shut up. I had nothing to do with Charlotte May's disappearance, I promise you.
Mr. Conway, I think you might have made a mistake.
Catherine, would you mind?
Please, I think it's time we talk to Miss Downs alone. Could we have the room?
I think I should stay. She's my sister and she needs
Mrs. McKee, please. Everyone, in fact. Leave now.
I think it's best you leave too, Mr. Morgan. Don't worry, I'll update you later on this evening once I know more.
Shirley,
I'll be fine, Annabelle. They're making a huge mistake. Just do as the police
So now
officer said.
Catherine just totally trusts us?
I'm afraid that means you too, Mr. Levy.
No way. I would have missed this if you paid me.
Get out, you fool.
This what you wanted, was it?
How very disappointing. Good work, Mr. Conway.
This is all about the first kidnapping.
Shirley, please, take a seat. Now, where should I begin?
Look, I don't know what this is about, but I think you made a huge mistake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is
Catherine,
all about that. There's
Can
no
you
like
talk some sense
other
into
crime
him?
that we're investigating.
I think we should hear what he has to say.
Oh, the very
If
oh
you
right,
have
right,
nothing
the one
to
in the
hide,
intro.
then
Right,
surely
right. Sorry,
you
my
relish the
bad.
chance
My
to
bad.
prove your innocence.
My bad,
You
my bad,
watched
my
me
bad.
get attacked. That proves that the kidnapper is still out there.
Well, let's start there then, shall we?
I got confused. Let's start. The spyglass.
How will you explain this, I wonder?
Perhaps you want to explain how you found that, without breaking the law.
I'm sure it will come to that. But for now, we're talking about you.
No, you're on point, Val. I was the one that was confused.
You have nothing to say. There's no getting around this, Shirley.
You're not listening. It wasn't me.
What about the shard?
What's that supposed to be?
Why don't you tell me? It was found in your pub.
So what? Lots of people drink there every day. Glasses smash. I don't know what's special about a piece of glass.
It sounds plausible.
Is it possible the guy working on
Well,
the
there you have
safe?
Well, Mr. Crow didn't seem to think so. He told me you took it from the police evidence room.
Prove it.
I intend to. I'm sure Mr. Crow will be willing to testify. Let's move on.
Finally, the photo!
What do you have to say about this?
You've been watching me. Annabelle was right. This is an invasion of privacy.
Well, isn't that what you wanted?
What are you talking about?
Well, for someone to see your charade. The whole business with the so-called intruder. You set the whole thing up.
What a ridiculous thing to say. How could I have? Why would I?
You did it so that Tony Morgan would see you as the victim, and therefore not as his attacker. I saw you too. I'll admit, you were very convincing.
This is all in your mind, Mr. Conway. You have no evidence at all.
Well, we'll see. Let's continue, shall we? Well, I suppose that's that.
What?
Catherine, is what you've heard enough to arrest Miss Downs?
I'm sorry, it's not conclusive enough, I'm afraid.
Was I supposed to
Well,
find
then.
more stuff?
I suppose I was wrong. I should have gone with my gut and accused Annabelle.
What?
Again, I'm sorry I've wasted your time.
Oh, we're using a technique.
Catherine, can you see if Annabelle is still close by?
Wait, Mr. Conway.
We're going to get her to confess.
What could you possibly think Annabelle has to do with this?
Well, I shouldn't discuss this with you, but all those late nights whilst Thea was gigging, no one able to verify her whereabouts. And then, of course, there's the matter of the, well, like I said, I shouldn't discuss this with you. I apologize, Mr.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff we found out that we haven't brought up yet.
Arrest your sister.
Wait.
There was the affair.
What is it?
For God's sake. I hid the telescope in my safe, but I was hiding it for someone else.
The truth,
Aha.
Shirley. Or this conversation is over.
Okay, I hit Mr. Morgan, but I swear I thought he was someone else.
I'll see what your sister has to say about the
I'm
matter.
telling you the truth. Annabelle had nothing to do with it.
Where is Charlotte May?
I didn't take her. That's why I hid the telescope in the first place.
She
So
saw
the
who
police
took her.
wouldn't suspect that I took her.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
I didn't take Charlotte May.
So let me get this straight. And it's very important that you're clear. You faked the attack against you.
Yes. I needed people to know that the kidnapper is still out there. I couldn't come forward and say what I'd done because people would think I took Charlotte May.
You attacked Tony Morgan.
I already told you. I thought I was hitting Harold Levy. He was kissing my sister, Annabelle.
Ah.
An old woman, Theo's wife.
So she hit someone that was wearing the outfit, maybe?
The telescope is the attack weapon.
I took it from Lady Dowa's hallway. I saw my sister having an affair from Lord Dowa's window.
Ah.
I was angry. I overreacted.
You took the shard of glass from the police evidence room.
Well, yes, because it proved that I hit Mr. Morgan. But I thought I was hitting Harold Levy.
I don't think even you can separate the truth from the lies anymore.
I'm not lying, Mr. Conway.
You took Charlotte May that night.
I did not.
Then you put her in Lady Dowa's basement. Why?
I'm not saying another word.
You knocked me from my chair and then staged the attack on yourself to throw me off the scent.
That's all in your head.
Where is Charlotte May?
She knows more than she's
Is that
saying.
enough to arrest Miss Downs?
I believe so, yes.
Then I think I've heard just about all I need to. Catherine, may I have a word?
I think it might be the father. There's something he's involved in this somehow. But I'm not sure how.
Well,
Like he made her disappear.
it looks like you were onto something after all.
Yes, it looks that way.
Let's wrap this up then, shall we?
Wait a moment. You see now what I was doing, what I had to do.
I do.
Well then, what's wrong? With a little more time, Shirley will tell us where Charlotte May is. You can arrest her. This is a good thing.
You lied to me. You betrayed my trust after you promised me. I'm so glad that you were right. I really am, but
Is he right though? I don't.
that doesn't change how you did it.
Certainly doesn't add up what she said.
You and I. I listened to what you said, and I truly am sorry. There were moments where I knew I was crossing a line, but I did it.
You've told me already.
And I meant it. Please. I'm going to update Mr. Morgan later on and tell him what we found. It would mean a lot to me if you were by my side. What do you say?
I don't think so, Dad. I'm sorry.
Catherine, please.
I'm
Miss Downs?
confused.
I'm arresting you on suspicion of the abduction of Charlotte May Morgan and an attempt to obstruct an active and ongoing police investigation.
So that
You don't
is,
have to speak.
she is the one that did it?
What you say might be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand your rights?
Why though? There's got to be more to this. Is there another investigation part? Do we get the bad ending? Is there multiple endings?
Shirley has confessed to almost everything I've thrown at her.
What?
But she's refused to give me the location of Charlotte May. I hope to God she's still alive. It's out of my hands and up to Catherine now. I've reached the end of my investigation. But at what cost?
2317 still missing 6 hours later. And also, like, what about the first kidnapping? What does that have to do with this?
I promised Mr. Morgan I'd return this brooch when I found Charlotte May. The news of Shelley's arrest will have to do for now.
There's more. There's got to be more. We're gonna discover that it's him or something.
Now that all's said and done, I suppose I should tidy all this away.
After talking with Shirley, it's all starting to make sense. She confessed to almost everything. Her worst trait is her stubbornness and refusal to tell me where Charlotte May is.
They were all innocent. Everyone apart from Shirley. How did she manage to hide who she really was from everyone? Even her sister.
The father is too young to have abducted the first child. What year was that in again, Mal? Do you remember? I've been trying to remember. It's been a while.
I was hoping to return to Mr. Morgan with his daughter. Not this hollow gesture.
We're definitely gonna get fucking attacked by him. I miss spying on people. We had so much fun.
I used to roam these halls and wonder what kind of neighbours lived around me. Now I know all too well.
Shirley's parents' generation. Yeah. Well, it's going to be answered, but I don't know. Would have been Shirley's age by now.
How will
Yeah.
Mr. Morgan take the news, I wonder?
Like 30 years ago.
He's been through enough. No sign of Catherine. She's not coming.
Uh-oh. It's not good. I think, yeah, we're going to be investigating his place and we're going to discover the truth. Maybe it was
Hello,
him
Mr.
that was
Conway.
kidnapped.
Mr. Morgan, how are you?
As well as can be expected, I suppose. I have to say, I wasn't expecting you so soon.
I apologize. I thought you might want an update regarding Shirley Downs.
Of course, yes. Why don't you step inside for a moment and, well, please come in.
But then what was that thing? What was tied up in
You
the...
can leave your things down there if you like.
Maybe they were working together. For some reason. I'm not sure. Not sure why, though.
Please. You were saying?
Yes. In short, it went well.
She confessed.
Not to all of it, but I have reason to believe she's confessing right now in police custody.
I think it's related to the doors,
She
though.
confessed to hitting you over the head and to pretending she was attacked. We found the weapon, and
Maybe to get the inheritance?
the list goes on.
But why...
What about my daughter?
She refused to admit it. She was adamant.
But you said she confessed to hitting me.
Well, there's more to the story, I'm afraid.
What if he
She
wanted...
swears blind that she thought
Somehow
she was
he's going to
hitting
get the
her
door's
over.
inheritance if he kills his daughter, somehow.
Okay, I don't know what that means.
I agree. It doesn't make any sense.
Where is my daughter, Mr. Conway?
Mr. Morgan, I won't stop until I find her.
I'm sorry. That was unfair of me.
I understand, and it's me who has to apologize. I told you I would find your daughter, and until now I've failed you in that matter.
I don't blame you. You've done all you can.
Hair's driving me crazy.
I'm sorry. Where are my manners? Please, come and sit through here.
Or maybe she's not missing at all. Maybe this is like...
Perhaps you'd like a cup of tea, Mr. Conway.
Maybe they're just hiding her.
4 sugars? Am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Please,
4 sugars!
make yourself at home. I'll be back momentarily.
He would only...
Thank you.
But he would only know that if he'd been talking to the sister. Remember we asked for 4 sugars? There's one of those bus. And I asked for 4 sugars, so it's like, oh, that'll buy us some more time.
How long have you lived in Dahlia View? It must have been before I moved here.
Yes, about 4 years or so. I remember the day you moved here. I should have introduced myself then. I'm sorry about that.
Not to worry. Oh, that reminds me. I've brought the brooch back that I found at the crime scene.
Thank you so much. I hope it was of some use.
What on earth? This isn't Charlotte May.
The fuck?
It's a different girl altogether. Wearing Charlotte May's brooch.
What the fuck? Those look...
Another girl. Jesus, what is this? Mr. Morgan, what have you done?
Oh, God. The picture's on the
So I
ground.
hope the brooch was of some use.
Yes. I mean, no. I wasn't able to connect it to anything.
Is everything okay, Mr. Conway? You seem a little out of sorts.
Yes, I'm fine. I don't think I'll have that tea after all. I'm sorry to put you out, but I remembered I have to hand over all of my findings to Catherine. She'll probably be waiting for me.
He saw
She
it.
was 6 when that picture was taken.
Is that so?
What about the other girls?
Such an innocent age, wouldn't you say? Charlotte wouldn't have known what real danger was back then. Not like you and I.
Well, we all have to grow up at some point, don't we? You'll excuse me, but I really must
Are
be.
you sure you're okay, Mr. Conway?
We're about to
I can't
discover the
help but
truth,
feel
Julie.
Discomfort. Is it something I've done?
We just found out
Like
that he
I
has
said,
pictures of all these other little girls.
Waiting is all.
And his hair's going fucking crazy.
You know, I thought that I was careful enough, but the way you think... You really are very clever, Mr. Conway. To your detriment.
Ram up! Fucking ramming speed!
It's funny. I spent the past few days wondering who on earth would attack me. I was as confused as everyone else. Turns out it was all just a misunderstanding. Have you ever heard anything so unlikely?
Right, because she thought that it was
I was going to leave town that night.
Levy having an affair.
I'd left her in Doe's basement. Things were almost in place. I was putting the rubbish out, and then... well... And then Shirley Downs.
She's still alive, isn't she?
I really am glad you decided to investigate.
No, because she doesn't go into the
mystery
basement.
Was eating me up inside. You know, I watched you work these past few days. Watched as you pulled our neighbours' lives apart piece by piece. Getting to work with you at Shirley's pub and seeing you before that at Lady Doe's house. It was very exciting.
Shit.
It's funny, I felt that if I could just reach out.
So he was like keeping her in the basement of her place.
I couldn't.
From what I remember, you reached out with your fist.
You almost caught me that night, you know.
She
In
saw...
Lady Doe's basement.
No. He was just...
You were so close.
It was just a
Still
coincidence
so
thing.
far.
He could be the kid that got kidnapped,
You know,
yeah.
I've never had to go back and check before. But after you promised me you'd find her, I had to think on my feet. She cried when she saw me. I suppose she was seeing me for the first time in many ways.
She? You mean the girl that, some other poor child you've taken? Where are her real parents?
I don't think
Why
it's an
did you do
adoption
this?
thing. I think he just kidnaps them.
Charlotte May was 6 when she... You see, after so many years... Well, they stop looking like children, don't they?
Dear God. So she was too old to remind you of the real Charlotte May. And that's why
Yeah.
this really isn't your first time.
The first time I did this, my hands were shaking. I was a
Ooh.
mess, Mr. Conway.
Fucking evil hair.
I'd have been embarrassed just to be in your presence.
It's kind of annoying,
You
eh?
sound as though she means nothing to you.
She means everything to me.
Have you lost your mind?
I think our little talk is over, Mr. Conway. Believe me, I don't want to do this, but you leave me no choice.
I don't think you will kill me. You didn't tie that little girl up for no reason. If you were simply a murderer, you wouldn't have left her alive down there. There has to be something more to you.
What makes you so sure?
I think you wanted to see her as Charlotte May. You wanted to believe it, right up until the end.
Well, you've got it all figured out, haven't you?
What happened to the real Charlotte May?
You have a daughter, Mr. Conway. You know how it is. It's your responsibility. Your duty to protect them, no matter what.
Oh, Tony. What happened?
I must have left the balcony door unlocked. I took my eyes off her for just a second. We lived on the 5th floor.
Tony, I'm so sorry. Perhaps we should talk about it. You can tell me about her. If you let me go, I'm sure
I don't think so, Mr. Conway. I've complimented you on your intellectual prowess. Please don't insult mine.
Fine. Where is the girl now?
She's quite safe.
What do I do? What do I do? So, Charlotte May is like... Okay. Where did you take her from?
Where did you take her from? The girl I've been looking for.
St. Mark's Primary. I watched her leaving school. It didn't even have a gate.
So wait,
I'd
she
watched her
fell
for a
off a
few
balcony
days
or
as she
something?
went to and from the playground.
Or pushed her?
Charlotte.
And then got
used to
2
love
more
play.
to replace her?
What would the real Charlotte May think of you?
You won't speak her name again.
Do you think she'd be proud of what you've done?
Please. Stop.
What about this girl? Everyone's looking for her. You can't get away with this.
Mr. Conway. You've already arrested Shirley. No one is going to find her. And no one is going to find you.
So she's still
No,
alive,
please
it sounds
stop.
like.
You're beginning to make me rather uncomfortable.
Jesus. You wouldn't want her to remember you this way.
None of that matters. Now, please, try to keep still.
Yeah, I started kidnapping to substitute for her missing daughter.
Please, don't do this. You're a reasonable man, Mr. Morgan. I know you don't want to do this.
Believe me, I've tried to change what I am.
Oh, no. Don't Dexter me.
Mr. Morgan, I would very much like to speak with you.
For God's sake.
Yell! Yell! Are you crazy? God, Conway's an idiot.
Not a word, Mr. Conway. The anesthesia should kick in shortly.
I don't know. That wasn't clear what happened to her. He just mentioned that she went out on the balcony on her own, so...
Hello, Mr. Morgan. I'm sorry to trouble you, but I wondered if I might speak
God.
with you and my father.
Catherine,
Your father?
run away.
Are you expecting him?
I thought he might already be here.
Mr.
He
Morgan,
said he was going to
stop.
talk to you about Shirley Downs. May I come in and talk through our options?
Oh,
Back here.
it's all wonky.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Please help me.
Okay, that's fine. I can come back
Please,
tomorrow.
You know
don't do
what?
anything to her.
With everything that's going on, I'm
Oh, God.
Save
Yes.
yourself.
I think that would be a good idea. Tomorrow morning.
It's him.
Lunchtime, perhaps.
If you think it can wait until then,
Catherine,
I'm
help.
sorry to bother you so late.
Please, don't apologize. We'll talk tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
Hit it! Hit the chair!
Wait,
What is it?
if you haven't seen my father, then why is his camera in your house?
Oh!
And his bag?
Yeah!
Mr. Morgan?
Uh-oh. Come on, Conway! Fuck it, this is your time, buddy! Go! So am I supposed to pump it or hold it? I'm just holding it. Oh, shit. I don't know what happened there. I think she nailed him with the fucking camera to the face. So, I don't think it's like Blecko said that it could be like a pedophilia thing, but I don't think that's what it was, right? It was just replacing his daughter. I think she probably died from an accident, and then he just kept kidnapping to replace her. And then once they got too old, it was like they weren't like the daughter that he remembered anymore. Tony Morgan's arrest 6 hours later. I wonder if we lost our daughter, though, as a result.
Do you know where Catherine is?
That would kind of be sadly ironic. I think he pointed this way, right? Yeah. Afraid of that too. Oh! No!
Catherine!
Dad, are you okay?
I'm fine.
Yeah!
Thank God you are. I thought the worst.
I did too. What happened here? I mean, what on earth did I walk into?
If I'm honest, I'm still trying to figure that out myself.
Shirley was telling the truth.
It appears so.
He was the OG
Searched
kidnapper.
the house. We'd ruled him out.
I think, right?
Is he...
No, he's alive. He's been taken to the station. We want to know if he's done this before.
I'm afraid you won't like the answer.
Because he would have...
My God.
He would have done 2
Could have been
kidnappings.
you.
It could have been either one of us.
Dad, listen,
No, Catherine, I'm sorry.
I am too. It's funny, I came back tonight because part of me knew I should have listened to you, but I just wanted to prove to myself that I didn't need any help.
The apple hasn't fallen far from the tree. I need to ask, did you find Charlotte May? Is she...
Come on.
Follow me.
Come on! Uh-oh. Yes!
Charlotte,
Yes!
this man is Robert Conway. He's been looking for you for days.
Are you okay, my dear? You're safe now. You don't need to be scared anymore. Catherine here is going to take good care of you.
I'll just be a moment. I'll come back.
Oh, man.
Don't worry.
She's looking rough. Can't blame her. That would be trying time. Her whole... I guess she wouldn't have probably known that she was kidnapped as a baby, right?
She hasn't said a word since we found her. She thought that Tony Morgan was her real father.
Yeah.
She didn't
Fuck.
even know that...
It doesn't bear thinking about.
Fuck. Yeah. She kept kidnapping them as babies.
She doesn't have a home.
So we could like relive the experience.
She was taken from a St. Mark's primary school. There can't be too many of those in the country that have had missing girls.
That's a great place to start. I imagine you'll want to come along and help.
No. Perhaps it's best to leave this up to the professionals.
I'd like it if you were by my side.
I've got more important things to do, and he just fucking flies away like Superman.
I'd like that too.
Fucking, he's like, his superhero name is Iron Chair. Like these like rockets like come out of the chair, and he just goes flies away into the sky. On to the next one. Woo! Pretty cool. I liked the story a lot. I like the style. I just wanted, there's like 30 bugs that I would have fixed and it would have been really good. But that was fun. I think I kind of like this studio kind of makes games that are that have like interesting concepts and cool stories, but they're just like they're missing that little technical bit. Yeah, it was the way that it turned out was pretty cool because they kept me guessing to the end. Like I kind of knew that it was him when he's the only place we didn't like go into to explore, and then he interjected himself in the investigation at the end there. It kind of became obvious that it was probably him just from a storytelling point of view because I gotta have a twist at the end, right? But I still didn't really know why and like what happened to her, you know. And I guess you couldn't really guess, right? So I wish they could maybe there's a lot of red herrings. Like there's a lot of different ways it could go. But I liked it overall. I'm looking forward to their next game. They actually made a game before this that I have a copy of. I think they gave me a copy of that game. It's called, let me look it up. That I might play at some point. What were they called? White paper games? The Occupation, which is like it's like more of a real-time investigation game. I should play that at some point. I know I heard that one was pretty buggy initially too, but maybe they fixed it. I'm curious though. I think Odd played it. I wonder if you can figure out the story before, but that's kind of a meta reason. Yeah, I didn't figure it out because of the evidence. It was more because I've just played a lot of games and I've watched a lot of movies and TV series about investigations and mysteries, and there had to be like a twist, and that's the twist that made the most sense. Thank you guys so much for joining me for the adventure. Tomorrow I'm going to start Solar Ash. I think it's called. And I'd still like to do Sherlock Holmes. Solar Ash is think of like a combination between Jet Set Radio, where you're like rollerblading around, gliding around, or like Haven, if you watched me play that, and Shadow of the Colossus, where you have these big bosses that you take on. And then I think afterwards, there's some other new games coming out. Maybe I'll do Sherlock afterwards, because I don't think it's going to take me too long to beat Solar Ash. Yeah, Haven was really good. I think that Miro started Sherlock, right? Basically worked that way for me too. I wish they had given you the chance for Conway to figure it out as well. Thank you for awesome. I love little games like this, you know, like little tight experiences. I always enjoy. Oh, did you check it out, Julie? It looks cool. Aight. Oh, this week we're going to be doing, Blecko, are we going to be doing First Class Trouble on Sunday? Anyways, thank you so much, everyone that watched on YouTube. Thank you so much for the support. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like all the videos. It really helps other people to find it. This is Luckless Lovelocks signing off on Conway Disappearance at Dahlia View, and I love you all.